So, been a hot minute since I've talked about anything Warhammer, but thankfully we have things to talk about. And that is, I'm going to pose a question. Do you think Guiliman is inadvertently going to start another Imperium civil war? Now, there's a lot of evidence from the Maelstrom story arc going on in the game, in the codexes, and it might be a major factor going forward into 11th edition. Now, I'm going to talk about some stuff that was revealed for the Maelstrom campaign. And one of those was a message from one Inquisitor to another talking about their displeasure about the Lord Regent, Guiliman, forgiving the Mantis Warriors, the Lamenters, and the Executioners. All three Space Marine chapters that were still on a penitence crusade after the Badab War. And according to sources, Guiliman basically said, "You guys are forgiven. You don't have to do the penitence crusade anymore. It's totally fine. Go into the Maelstrom and find and either capture or kill Huron Blackheart." So the Inquisitors were basically sending messages back and forth, talking about how not only did Guiliman rewrite their orders of the penitence crusade, the 100-year penitence crusade for the three chapters, but also is now giving them Primaris Marines and sending them into the Maelstrom. After they're sending him after the guy who they sided with during the Badab War. So the Inquisitor, now keep in mind, the Lamenters, Mantis Warriors, and Executioners, all three of those chapters essentially were kind of duped into it. Like, all three of those chapters, the Lamenter, like, they felt like they were honor bound to work with the Astral Claws and thought they were doing the right thing until they realized, oh, this is all wrong. Like, this is not good for anyone. We need to put a stop to that real fast. Hence why they went on the Penitence Crusades, or put upon the Penitence Crusades. Now, the Inquisition. Couldn't get that word out. They are furious, and they've also been talking about. There's also a lot of reference to the Inquisition. Essentially, they've talked a lot about Guiliman's orders, not just about the penitence, about forgiving those three chapters to go after Huron. They've also talked about the whole Primaris Marines. They've talked about Guiliman's journey across the Rift. So, and they're really kind of taking a lot of note that they think there's a lot of suspect among the Inquisition that Guiliman is pulling a little too much power, especially with these new decrees regarding the legions. So they're thinking, oh, Guiliman is slowly becoming Horus 2.0. We need to figure out a way to stop him. So my question is, do they also know about, and I think this will also be another major factor into how they move forward with Guiliman, that being the return of the Lion. Remember, Lion has reached Ultramar with the Dark Angels, and he left a message saying, "Brother, we need to talk." I have no doubt in my mind that the Inquisition, as well connected as they are within the Imperium, they probably picked up on that message and went, "Oh shit, there's another one, and he's looking for Guiliman." The Lion is, not only has Guiliman been revived, but somehow they literally do somehow the Lion has returned. So now the Inquisition has to deal with two loyalist Primarchs that have returned. And keep in mind, a lot of the members of the Inquisition don't like Guiliman. Same with the High Lords of Terra. A lot of them don't like Guiliman because he upsets the status quo. Guiliman has made it no secret that while he does tolerate the Inquisition and the religious order behind it, he has made it no secret that he doesn't like them, and if he could, he would 100% get rid of it if he could, if it wasn't so intrinsically tied to the Imperium, the current Imperium. And yeah, But I'm sure this whole thing with the maelstrom is now starting to break is like the straw that broke the camel's back, one might say. So now the Inquisition's probably talking amongst themselves as to who should they send to probably either go deal with this whole thing with the maelstrom, and maybe even like stop the Lamenters, Executioners, and Mantis Warriors from going into the maelstrom. And on top of that, how to deal with Guiliman and possibly the Lion as well, because they probably know if Guiliman and the Lion reunite, that's it for them. Like, that is 100%, they're done. Like, the Inquisition loses whatever power, Guiliman allowed them to have. And on top of that, they probably lose a lot of authority. Like, everything would have to be fed to, the Lord, they'd have to go and run everything through the Lord Regent and his, I would assume, War Master. That's all, like, sidebar. That's what a lot of people are kind of assuming what Guiliman, or at least hoping, when Guiliman and the Lion are finally reunited, that Guiliman will handle all the business stuff and he won't go on, he can leave the Indominus Crusade to the Lion. And he'll make Lion what he should have been in before the heresy during the Great Crusade. He basically appoints Lion as the War Master, and puts him in charge of the Indominus Crusade, and he can go back to Ultramar to help Titus reestablish the 500 worlds. But again, that all depends on let's actually talk about this, if they're willing to let the story progress, because we all know how GW works, where we're tantalized with a really cool story arc, and then nothing comes of it, unless it gets a novel, and even then, some novels are less than fulfilling. I'm still waiting for you to do something with Fulgrim, GW. You bring him back and do fuck all. Just saying. Anyway, but this could lead into what we're going to do with 11th edition with the Imperium, that maybe the Inquisition may not start an open civil war with Guiliman, because they probably know that a lot of, even within their own, a lot of the Inquisitores would probably realize trying to start a war with the Son of God is probably not going to go well, and probably get a lot of supporters. For all they know, they may lose a good number of the Sisters of Battle, the Ordos, several Ordos, and also maybe some Space Marines that are under them. Although I do think the Grey Knights would serve the Inquisition, and the Minotaurs would serve the High Lords. I don't know where the Carcharodons would stand, because there was a reference to the Outer Dark. So could it be the Inquisition's trying to talk to the Carcharodons to deal with the Lamenters and the others before they reach the Maelstrom? But yeah, would Tyberos, as big and bad as Tyberos is, would he want to go to war? Would he and his chapter be willing to fight Guiliman and the Lion, possibly? I already know, I remember a little excerpt from a book where Asterion Moloch, that giant asshole chapter master of the Minotaurs, was like, I don't think I could beat Guiliman. I legit think he could kill me. Like Moloch always, and Moloch and the Minotaurs are the bitch boys or the big bullies, the attack dogs of the High Lords. But Moloch made a note saying, I do not want to fight Guiliman. And this is a dude who wanted to step up to Custodes. But when he saw Guiliman, he was like, nope, that dude will kill me. If I step up to Guiliman, he will kill me. So imagine if he tries to step up to Guiliman, or even more so the Lion, because Guiliman will try to say, hey, this is wrong, and Lion will be like, oh, hey, those are your guts on the floor, by the way, have fun. But yeah, so now some people have speculated that maybe this will be like a shadow civil war, where the Inquisition's trying to sabotage and manipulate what Guiliman is trying to do while he's busy with the Indominus Crusade. But again, we go back to, are they aware of Lion reaching Macragge? And are they prepared for that? And 2 Loyalist Primarchs, maybe 3, once we get to 11th edition. Which I think, again, I do want to also take this moment to apologize, because we all thought that was Perturabo, right, for this whole Reign of Iron storyline. But nope, it was Terminators and Warsmiths. But still, it's very obvious Perturabo is coming back. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that Perturabo is going to come back. They have basically telegraphed that in lore, and this whole Reign of Iron thing, yeah, they're basically saying it they're saying the quiet part out loud without saying it. But the Loyalist Primarch, again, it's a lot of people are saying Russ, but it could easily be Rogel. Like, I'm kind of like, there's enough evidence to prove that it could be Russ or it could be those are the two I think that will be the next. I've said this before. It's either Rogel or Russ. I would be shocked if it's anyone else. I wouldn't be mad about it, but I would be genuinely shocked if it's anyone other than Rogel or Russ. But anyway, you guys tell me in the comments below. Do you guys think that the Guiliman will be trapped in the middle of the Inquisition will start a civil war with Guiliman? Or do you think they're not going to do anything with this plot line? Because we've seen that multiple times. Need I bring up the whole Terminus Decree reveal? They did two things with that. Jack and shit, and Jack left town. So yeah. Yeah, just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.